My name is Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Colum, Africa. It's on a sad note to start the podcast today, as a racing driver lost his life in Spa Francorchamps today in Belgium. Dylan Wolff lost his life today during the second race of the Formula Regional European race. Earlier this morning in the wet, the accident occurred in a multi-car crash. It was a tragic accident, and it's becoming a far too much accident happening on the Spa. It's painful because the guy won his first F4 championship in 2021. The boy is just 18 years old. It was in the same fashion that Antoine Hubert lost his life in 2021 on the same track in Spa. The best condolences to the family. This is just down for me. It's a boy I've watched this race. It's an aspiring talent, a very, very talented boy, but that is that. I think before recording the sprint race, I should be much up. I should more jive in my voice, but I'm so sorry. It's so painful, and I think this same pain would ramivant over the tragic way the Mercedes lost out today. But it was fun in the qualifying, because this is what we always expect in qualifying of the sprint race. That's why the sprint is brought into F1, is to destabilize the whole system. But it destabilized, but still the Red Bulls are still in charge. The Red Bull came P1 and P2 for the qualifying of the sprint race. Meanwhile, the Mercedes crashed out heavily. Lewis Hamilton set the fastest pace in SQ1 through his pains. The lap time was deleted because he exceeded the track limit of the track, and he got into traffic. He was impeded by Max Verstappen, one pace for one, because I think he impeded Max Verstappen earlier before. Max Verstappen holds nobody, is an elephant, like they said. He doesn't forget things. So Max Verstappen was able to impede him, so he was unable to complete his next flying lap to make it up and get into Q2. We don't know what will happen, because him impeding Max Verstappen was not purposeful. We know how tight the track is, but they know how to sort themselves out. So Lewis Hamilton out in SQ1, he qualified 18th, Joguan qualified 16th, Piastri 17th, Bottas 19th, and Logan Sargent 20th on track. And moving into SQ2, George Russell was unable to progress because of an hydraulic problem, so he qualified 15th. Albon tried but lost out by 600th of a second to qualify 11th. Gasly qualified 12th, Tsunoda 13th, Nick De Vries 14th. Now into the main quali SQ3, the surprise of the day was Nico Hülkenberg. After nearly pushing himself out in SQ2, after he changed his tire in the pit, trampled on one of his tires and bounced off, but nothing really happened to his car. He qualified 4th on the grid, qualified ahead of the two Ferraris. That is a slap and a blow on the Ferraris. Another slap on another car manufacturer is that the upgrade the McLaren brought, the upgrade seems to be working. All through the weekend, it has really shown that their upgrade is working. The upgrade that Ferrari has, I'm not sure. I know where their upgrade is. The purpose of the sprint is to scatter the whole grid, but if Hülkenberg can qualify ahead of them, as a far ahead of them, his lap time shows that he is few hundredths ahead of them. I think it's showing that the Ferrari needs to work on their upgrade. This weekend, the Aston Martin have struggled, but here they qualified 7th and 8th. Esteban Ocon of the Alpine qualified 9th. Imagine the two asses qualified into Q3. Massive for them. Nico Hülkenberg qualifying 4th, and the Ferraris qualified 5th and 6th. Oh Jesus. The two Red Bulls qualified P1 and P2. That's Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Lando Norris qualifying 3. Like I said, the McLaren is working fine. Another engine buyer from Mercedes, or engine buyer from another manufacturer, that qualified ahead of the manufacturer, which sounds great, and it sounds delightful. The Aston Martins qualified 7th and 8th in position of Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. So we move into sprint qualifying, and we hope it will be a great one. Like I said, our deep condolences to the family of Dylan Wolff. So tragic and sudden. So sorry. God bless his soul and God bless his family. Thank you. So, what a dramatic sprint race. It was so interesting. The rain changed the dynamics of the race, and the race was elite. When they started the sprint Grand Prix, it was a mild rain, and they were all on inter tires. From the start to the end was filled with action. So how did it go? They started the race. Sergio Perez got a better start than Max Verstappen. He was able to get tired in turn 1. Moving towards the turn 2, he squeezed Max Verstappen out into the grass a little, got some space. He overran himself, braked very little. He could not turn in. He had to cut out turning right there at turn 2. Max Verstappen cut him up, got the lead of of the race, squeezed him out of the track. Squeezing him out of the track, by the time he came back on track, Hulkenberg got a better start also. Hulkenberg got ahead of Sergio Perez. Very closely, the McLaren of Lando Norris was squeezed out right from 4th position. He went to 10th position. Jostling for speed, jostling for ideas. He was right behind the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. The rain stopped around lap 12. There was no more sign of rain. Lap 17, Hulkenberg was leading. Lewis Hamilton was able to jump from 18th to 13th on the first lap. Russell was able to jump from 15 to 12. They kept on struggling behind the McLaren of Lando Norris, who is right behind the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Leclerc is behind beautiful Williams with a very good straight line speed. That's Kevin Magnussen was also in the mix. It was funny, they were all jostling for positions, trying to get their noses ahead. For over 10-15 laps, they were lapping themselves, overtaking and re-overtaking themselves right in the middle of the race. Those at the front, every lap for 22 laps was Max Verstappen's fastest lap. He was building fastest lap per lap in the sprint race. He had the car to do it. He was all by himself in the front. Right behind him was Hulkenberg. Sergio Perez was able to fight back, take the second position. The ass of Nico Hulkenberg was losing traction because tire has worn out. They can eat up tire at the beginning of a race or a lap, but then they lose out in tire wear. Carlos Sainz was able to overtake him, but at that point, they both were unable to catch up with Max Verstappen, that has back gear relay, and Oti Bolowo. He was just running out all by himself ahead of the pack. Funny enough, the main race was right behind. By lap 24 lap race, by lap 17, George Russell took a gamble, went in, took the slick tires. After running his heat into it, he was able to start matching Max Verstappen's speed, which gives him an assurance that he will be beating this. Lewis Hamilton went for the same tire. Charles Leclerc went for the same tire. Lewis Hamilton was overtaken by Russell that has a warmer tire. He was able to overtake him on track. Lewis Hamilton was able to undercut Charles Leclerc in the pit lane. Most of the drivers around 10th position, 9th position to 20 in the race went to change their tires. They were able to build a better speed. But if the race had gone like 10 more laps, I think Mercedes would have won the race. But with the buffer of over 20 seconds that Max Verstappen has built in the front, and Sergio Perez has followed closely behind the 20 seconds with another 5 seconds, it was a little bit all over. So Russell got the last point of the race. Lewis Hamilton was unable to catch Norris ahead of him, but great race. They already understood their car, and here today we are seeing that the Mercedes still have a great race pace. The Ferrari do not have a great race pace. The fast updated McLaren do not have a great race pace from what we are looking at. So, and Aston Martin, they were able to build their race pace, and we can see that they had a great race pace. But the two teammates fought till the end, tooth and nail to the end of the race. On lap 24, Alonso could not overtake his teammate Lance Stroll, for Lance Stroll to come up with 5 points from the sprint race. So the pecking order was Verstappen 8 points, Sergio Perez 7 points, Carlos Sainz 6 points, Lance Stroll 5 points, Fernando Alonso 4 points. Nico Hulkenberg was able to rally round to get 3 points. Ocon was able to get 2 points, and George Russell was able to get the last point of the sprint race. So tomorrow we'll be having a blast because it's going to be a funny race tomorrow. The GP is going to be wide out loud. Let's watch the race and we'll surely enjoy it. So catch you up tomorrow. Enjoy our analysis. There will still be more to talk about during the week about the sprint race. I love you. Cheers. If you're a builder, if you're an art collector, if you have a showroom, Rated is the best place to get the artworks you need for your new buildings, for your art collections, for your showroom, for your exhibition. Rated Art have one of the best murals, mosaic works, and different art patterns in Nigeria presently. And it's somebody that you can communicate with, talks to you, you tell him what you want, and he will bring the reality out for you. To contact Rated Art, his number is right up here, and you can also go on social media links that are pasted right up here to check out some of his works. Thank you. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you. We have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber, I think they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. We love you. My name is Oshfes Damlade once again. Bye.